are going to ask what a person like me is doing in a place like this. Well, I need to go back a few weeks to where I was living in Rotherham. It was one of those big Victorian terraces divided into flats. My flat was on the attic floor and my friend Reenie lived on the ground floor. We were entrepreneur then, meaning we ran a little catering operation. So it was about 9:30 on a Monday morning when things started to unravel.
Rotherham 261444, Reenie speaking.
Where are you?
Don't shout, Herman.
You're supposed to be on the job at 8. It's 9:30.
I can see it's 9:30. There's a clock right in front of me. I'm staring into its face and it's staring into mine.
Don't get sarky with me.
No, that was not sarcasm.
I've got blokes hanging round for you, pal.
Ha! Now you're trying to be funny.
No, I'm carrying not.
Look, it's Sunday and we don't work on Sundays.
Monday. It's Monday.
Monday? Oh, go on. Have your little joke.
I'm not joking. I want to get this job over and done with.
Now, you may be in the mafia, Herman, but I am still going back to bed.
What? It's got to be finished today. I promised Prince Andrew.
So, why the hell is he demanding we finish the job today?
He's royal. He demands what he carrying likes. Did you get the stuff?
Yes, I know. 17 gallons of magnolia and 42 rolls of wood chip.
Right then, get it on your scooter and get over here now.
Look, joke over now. I'll see you tomorrow.
What?
Plonker! For goodness sake. Oh, it's you. Come in if you must. I'm barely out of bed.
Thank God you hadn't left for work. I thought you must have gone ages ago. Then I saw your scooter still outside.
Work? Oh, you're all having a laugh today. Look, I was just about to go back to bed. The telephone's already had me up.
I thought the bank couldn't function without you.
Oh, very witty, Hattie. But it doesn't function at all on Sundays.
But you know as well as I do, it's Monday.
Sunday, Hattie, Sunday.
What's the matter with you, Reenie? You don't know what day it is.
I know today is Sunday. I know yesterday was Saturday. In fact, I can give you a blow-by-blow account of the last 24 hours leading up to it.
No, don't do that. I'm sure some bits will be most unsavoury.
You're getting it anyway. So, I got up yesterday, Saturday, went to work until 1 o'clock, and then I went to the pub to meet with One Eye and Thumper, and then we went to the wrestling round the back of the Mecca. Afterwards, I came home, I watched Casualty, and then made a load more sandwiches ready for your round this lunchtime. After that, I went to bed, until I was woken up by the phone ringing and a mad woman hammering on the door who looks like she found a rat in a knicker drawer a good 2 hours before I expected to see her. It's either that that's panicked you, or One Eye has been sending you love poetry again. Oh, that's about all that's happened since Saturday, and now it's Sunday. No burglary, no bondage, no stealing cars and racing round the ring road. Do you want me to prove it to you? Do you, Hattie?
Go on, prove it.
Right. Like I said, I made a fridge full of Sunday sandwiches on Saturday night, and you'll see there's still a fridge full of Sunday sandwiches waiting for... Oh, Hattie, the sandwiches, they've been stolen.
No, they haven't.
Someone got in here last night and they took all the sandwiches.
No, they didn't.
OK, let's look at some other possible explanations. A scientific explanation, perhaps. They're still in there, but they shrunk in the night and they're no longer visible to the human eye. Or maybe something a bit more straightforward. Perhaps the fridge got hungry and ate them.
Reenie, I'm trying to explain.
Is it you? Did you have them? I thought you were looking a bit chunkier.
Of course it was me. I came round yesterday, which was Sunday, and was ringing the doorbell for ages. You didn't answer. So I used the spare key, let myself in, loaded the sandwiches into the box and took them round all the pubs in town and sold them like we agreed. And you weren't here.
I don't understand.
Really? Have you been on the gin again? Because you seem to have completely lost a whole day.
You're certain today is Monday?
Absolutely certain.
What's going on?
Don't ask me, I wasn't there.
Well, neither was I, wherever there is. I don't even know where I was.
Are you sleeping properly?
Like a log.
Well, I'm not, and things are just getting worse.
What's happened now? You know you need to calm down. Banging on my door like a maniac.
And I still haven't had a chance to explain any of it yet.
Well, get a move on.
So, like I told you, I got the sandwiches, the rolls and the wraps and took them downtown. I did the pubs off the high street and sold the lot.
I've heard all this, Hattie. That was the point of going.
Well, you'd think so, until I turned on the radio this morning and listened to the local news.
Well, I suggest you don't listen to it if it makes you feel miserable.
Just pay attention, Reenie. Apparently, there was a spate of food poisoning yesterday afternoon, and they were saying there were links to a number of town centre pubs. It's been on Facebook as well.
You're not suggesting that had anything to do with us?
Are you suggesting it didn't?
Well, I don't think we should worry until something serious happens.
Something serious has happened. Come on, Reenie. We've got form, and if they trace it back here, you know what else will come tumbling out of the cupboard?
You shouldn't spend so much time worrying. We've had the disclaimer sticker on our products for the last 3 months. Eat it. Risk it. Your health, your responsibility. I wish you'd take that look off your face, Hattie Gotham. You're making me quite jumpy as well.
Don't you try to fool me, Reenie Applewhite. I know you've been fretting just as much as me. Losing whole days and thinking Monday is Sunday just isn't normal. You're going to pieces, you are. You're losing your mind.
Well, that's not so bad. You've spent years trying to find yours, and you're not looking so good these days.
And we know the reason for that. We can't pretend it didn't happen, and we're living with the consequences every day.
Stop fussing, Hattie. I'm working on finding a solution for it.
And in the meanwhile, do we carry on with deli on legs? Can this town stand another salmonella outbreak? Is it up to more Campylobacter, Listeria, E. coli, botulism and Shigella epidemics?
I must admit, I did get a bit concerned when the chemist said there was a shortage of Imodium.
Reenie, don't you ever wonder whether we got it wrong 3 months ago? Do you ever think we could have made it turn out differently?
I really don't know. We'd better get the gin out and think about that one.
So what had happened 3 months before? Well, on the day concerned, I headed off to the park with my box of sandwiches. As I got to the duck pond, there on the bench was a smartly dressed bloke snoring his head off. Next to him was a woman, again smartly dressed and looking, well, downright snotty. She was eating her lunch, those sort of thin sandwiches with the crusts lopped off. Nothing so unusual there, apart from the fact she was wearing rubber gloves and squirting antibacterial spray everywhere. I mean, we were in the middle of the park. Rolls, wraps, sandwiches, anyone? Rolls, wraps, sandwiches. Ah, madam, can I interest you in a little something for lunch? Courtesy of deli on legs and freshly made this morning.
Can't you see I'm already accommodated?
OK. No one's forcing you. What about you, sir? Rolls, wraps, sandwiches, courtesy of Deli on Legs, freshly made this morning.
Did you say sandwiches? Were you selling sandwiches?
Yes, rolls, wraps, sandwiches. What filling would you like?
Have you got ham?
One of our top lines, sir. Ham and mustard, ham and parsnip chutney, ham with egg and cress, ham with marmalade. You'd be surprised how many of those we sell. And plain ham.
Oh, ham and mustard, please.
That'll be £1.80. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Oi, you Deli on Legs, or whatever you call yourself.
Me? So you wanted something after all? I've got rolls, wraps and sandwiches. I have to say, I can't blame you. They're all nicer than what you're eating.
Oh, thank you for that, but I wasn't requiring an opinion.
Now, what can I interest you in? Hummus, cheese, roast pork, spinach and ricotta? We'd like to get rid of the spinach and ricotta because they've been in the box for a couple of days. But I could do you a special price on them.
Oh, really? Huh. No, I don't want to buy anything, but I do need to ask some questions.
OK, then. About the sandwiches?
Yes, precisely.
And the rolls and the wraps?
Exactly. I'm not expecting the brains trust, but I'm sure you can grasp some clearly worded questions. So, how long have you been doing this?
What? Answering questions?
No, selling food products from a cardboard box.
I don't know. About 6 months, I suppose.
And do you restrict your hawking to the park?
What do you mean?
Do you sell your products elsewhere?
Well, we've only just started to do the park at lunchtime since the weather turned nice. Oh, and Reenie said we should broaden our customer base. We usually do the offices on the industrial estate and other places, you know, where there's no workplace canteen and they're a long way from the shops. Look, can you tell me why you're writing everything I say down?
Let's move on. Can you tell me who supplies your products?
We do them ourselves. Well, Reenie makes them really. In the kitchenette in her flat. I'm sales and distribution.
And tell me, does Reenie hold a current food hygiene certificate?
Well, I don't know. She can be very secretive. I didn't know she held a Commonwealth bronze for yak racing until I caught sight of the medal in her ottoman.
And when did a food hygiene inspector last visit the kitchenette in Reenie's flat?
I couldn't tell you. Oh, she once had a boyfriend who worked for Saniflo. Does that count?
Before I say anything further, I will need to inspect your hawker's licence.
I'm not a hawker. I'm a walking delicatessen.
So, you admit you offer food to the general public in exchange for recompense?
No, I'm actually pole dancing on an ironing board.
I would advise you not to get smart. Anyway, I'm much less concerned by the legitimacy of your hawking than your standard of hygiene.
Now, just a minute.
Food hygiene?
Just look at my sandwiches. They're perfectly clean. Oh, apart from that one, just needs a quick clean.
You just rubbed that on your bottom.
Just needed a quick polish. Anyway, scientists now say a few germs never hurt anyone.
What scientists? The scientists in the lab in Cloud Cuckoo Land? The whole thing's likely to be crawling with bacterial organisms. And look at you. You're handling food. No hairnet, no apron, or even a pair of disposable gloves. I dread to think of the circumstances in which these things have been created. They're likely to be positively toxic. Walking delicatessen? Walking biohazard. It's a miracle you haven't killed somebody.
Oh, crumbs! What's happened?
The inevitable, I should say. He's collapsed.
He doesn't look very well.
And neither does that thing he's clutching.
It's a ham and mustard sandwich.
It's half-eaten and it's evidence. I'll confiscate that, thank you.
Look, who are you? Why are you asking all these questions and writing everything down? I'm not an expert and I don't know the name for it, but I'm sure it's some sort of perversion or phobia?
I work for the council. Cleopatra, Senior Food Hygiene Inspector, and have caught you red-handed.
Oh, for goodness sake. We need to do something about him.
Maybe I'll go and call an ambulance.
Oh, he's still not come round. Perhaps a little prod. Hello? Hello? My name is Hattie. Can you hear me? Please God it wasn't the ham. She said it was only a week past the sell-by.
Reenie Hepplewhite speaking. Hand halfway round the Hugh bend, so you better be quick.
Reenie!
It's you. Can't you tell when somebody's busy?
Reenie!
Look, I'm dealing with a toilet crisis here. I've yet to get the plastic floating ballcock thingy in exactly the right place.
I don't care what you're doing.
But it's the crucial moments in the procedure.
It may be the crucial moment, but you're the bank manager, so call a plumber, because I need you here now. We're in trouble.
Can't it wait? When do you say you needed me there?
Now!
Well, where are you?
The park.
You on the kids' swings again, Hattie Gotham?
The benches by the pond.
I'm just mounting my scooter now.
I've called an ambulance, but they're a bit slow today. They've got a lot on.
Can you do something?
Me? I've done my bit. I'm not doing anything more. But I assume you or your business partner have got your first aid at work qualification. It's a legal requirement.
I was in the middle of dealing with it.
Well, carry on then.
Hello? Hello? I'm Hattie from Deli on Legs. We met earlier, and I need you to tell me if you're breathing. Look, could you be joking? Because if you are, I'll perform the Heineken manoeuvre, with your consent, of course. Oh, dear. Perhaps we ought to try it anyway. Hiya! Hiya! Hiya!
What are you doing?
The Heineken manoeuvre.
They were karate chops. Don't you remember anything from your training? Check airways and pulse.
Pulse. Oh, no. There's nothing there. I can't feel a thing.
Now there's a surprise.
But he must be dead.
That's what it usually means.
I can't believe it.
You poisoned him. You introduced devastating bacteria into his system with whatever was lurking in the noxious alchemy of your box. They'll be sending the Black Mariah for you, and I will be filing my report.
What is it? I'll do it in 7 words. Ham sandwich, dead body, food hygiene officer.
I'll do it in 2. Oh, bugger.
Now steady on.
Bugger, 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 buggery bugger.
Well, we're in deep poo-poo, all right.
Right up to our knees.
Up to our hairlines.
At least you won't have to have your roots done this week.
This isn't funny.
Are you sure it was a sandwich?
I sold it to him. He ate it, and then he collapsed. Dead as a dodo.
There might have been a problem with the ham.
Well, I know it was past its sell-by date.
Well, that's the trouble, you see, with skip diving round the back of Morrison's.
What?
Well, you were the one who suggested we need to cut our overheads.
I'd brain you if I could find one. What were you thinking?
Look, now calm down a bit. We need to get that body out of here.
We can't just pick it up and take it. She's watching everything and taking notes.
Follow my lead.
What?
Follow my lead.
Oh! And who is this? What is she doing to the deceased?
She's
cleaner.
She was his cleaner.
And why is she howling like that?
Well, she's upset. She loved him.
Oh, there's no need to make that terrible noise.
But she wasn't Justice cleaner.
Married.
They've been secretly married for 40 years, and she's very sorry he's dead now. But she wants everyone to know that
Belly on legs.
That
Not
sh-
responsible.
that she isn't holding Deli on legs in any way responsible. And because they belonged to a secret Midlothian religious sect, it's very important that she takes his body now and buries him before sundown, as that is their tradition.
What's she doing now? You can't just drag a dead body away like that.
But she's his wife.
Well, there's an ambulance on the way.
So perhaps you'd better cancel it. They don't like time wasters.
Oh, damn, no network coverage again. Look, I'm going to make this call, but I haven't finished with you yet. Food pest.
Oh, God. Really? What are you doing? What have you done with the body?
I left it in the middle of the road at the junction.
What?
I rolled it into a ball, covered it over and disguised it as a mini roundabout. Don't worry, everyone's giving way to the right.
But what are we going to do?
Dispose of the body, of course.
But what about her, that food hygiene woman? She's determined to make trouble.
Where are those notes she was taking?
In a briefcase.
Right. So, I create a diversion and you steal the briefcase.
No chance. She's clutching onto it for grim death.
Well, we'll just have to steal her clutching the briefcase then.
But how? She's coming back.
Keep her talking.
Was that the grieving widow I saw you talking to? Anyway, you're still here and you haven't absconded. That might count in your favour in court.
Court? But you're not the police.
Oh, do not underestimate the legal powers of the senior food hygiene inspector. Now, I need your full name and address for the report.
I don't see why I should tell you.
Don't you understand? You have violated just about every health and safety guideline ever written. You've contaminated a member of the general public with a lethal lunch item and have effectively committed an act of murder. You've been negligent beyond belief and don't think for a minute that any public liability insurance will cover you for this. And that is if you have... Oh!
Genius! She's out cold. What did you cosh her with?
The exhaust pipe off the 1967 Ford Zodiac. Come on, we've got to collect the body and get both of them back to the flat before anyone notices anything strange.
We put Cleopatrick and the dead man from the park in the cupboard on the landing. The dead man was quite happy. We just threw a sheet over him. We had to tie Cleo to a chair and gag her, and she wasn't so overjoyed about it.
Oh, what a beautiful morning, oh, what a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful feeling.
Oh, you'll pay for this.
You say that every time we come in here, dear.
I wondered which of the two clowns it would be this morning.
Now, try and be a bit sociable. I've brought you your breakfast, a nice sandwich.
That tape is giving me a rash around my mouth.
Ah, but it's doing wonders for your moustache. You'll never have to be threaded again.
Now you'll have to let me go at some point. Somebody's bound to notice I'm missing.
There's been nothing on the news or in the papers about you. No desperate appeals on social media. And I've even checked the RSPCA missing bulletin. No, not a sausage.
Oh, they won't want to splash it across the media with a high-profile position like mine.
Come on, dear. Eat up your egg sandwich.
Is it out of date?
I made it fresh. Recently. Look, I've got more to do than just feed you egg sandwiches. There's a fridge full of rolls and wraps to be assembled, and I've got a full-time job as well. And then there's Cynthia to be taken care of. It's Thursday, and her shed is always cleaned out on a Thursday.
So, untie my hands and I can feed myself.
No. Oh, no. We untied Cynthia once, and before you know it, she'd unpicked the lock on the shed and got out. We got her back, of course. Tempted her with banana pickle sandwiches.
You must be insane. You can't keep us all locked up like animals, you know. Sheds, cupboards, wheelie bins, they'll catch up with you, and when they do...
Have some eggy wig.
Oh, you can't just stuff it straight into my mouth. Are you one of those feeders? Are you trying to get me up to 45 stone so you can put me on reality TV? And then they'll have to knock the wall down and crane me out of here. Is that it? Is it?
You ask too many questions.
And did you wash your hands?
There you go again.
And I would lay my life on you not having separate colour-coded chopping boards for meat, poultry, veg and dairy products.
Are you going to shut up, or am I going to have to?
Force me to smell the inside of your Wellingtons like last time. Look, untie my hands and I promise I'll stay right here and eat the sandwich and drink the water.
You know, when we untied Cynthia, she just sat there at first looking all innocent, like butter wouldn't melt, until the cunning little minx climbed up onto the roof and started hurling roof slates at Vauxhall drivers. We didn't forget that one in a hurry.
You're downright strange. Who goes around locking female professionals in broom cupboards along with corpses?
You mean Arthur? He's harmless. We thought it might be good company.
But he's dead. He's been dead for a week.
Well, you like to talk a lot and he doesn't say much, so it's a perfect match. You know, we were considering getting a bit of company for Cynthia. So yesterday we went back to the man who sourced her, and guess what? He's getting us a nice crocodile. Thinks it would be just right for Cynthia. Keep her out of trouble.
You know I'm making notes on all this.
Oh, but we've confiscated your clipboard.
It's stored in my head where you can't steal it. Anyway, you called him Arthur. Is that his real name?
No, the crocodile's not called Arthur. The crocodile's called Aloysius, Godfrey, St. John, Hercules. That's a bit of a mouthful, but that's what the crocodile said when he took a bite out of Anglesey. Bum! No, love, your friend over there is Arthur Cable.
Well, I've worked out he's not your husband and you're not his cleaner.
That was just a bit of fun.
Fun? Huh. So, what is your game? Do you always drug the sandwiches and bring your unsuspecting victims back here? It's like 10 Rillington Place. Just how many corpses do you have hidden in this house of horrors? And how many are still breathing?
Now steady on.
Look, keeping me here is one thing, but keeping him in that state is beyond the pale.
State? State? He still smells fresh, and he isn't looking too bad. No rigor mortis. Look, but that might be because Hattie pumps his legs up and down every morning to help increase the bust.
What have you done to him? He ought to be rotten by now. Did you pickle him?
We wouldn't do that to Arthur. He's not a gherkin. It's just a quick blast with the fly spray every 3 days.
He'll probably end up as a garnish on one of your sandwiches. Will you be serving you up to me in a month between 2 pieces of medium white sliced? And how exactly do you know he's called Arthur? You certainly didn't know him at all before you bumped him off.
Now he has been reported missing. It was all over the local papers, and they've leafleted as well. He's a geography teacher, you know, and the school want him back. They thought he'd lost his way back from lunch, so they didn't say anything for the first 3 days. Apparently, it's happened before. One time, he took some Year 7s on a field trip to Skeg Vegas, and they came back, but by the time he'd reappeared, they just sat their A-levels. So you see, he's done this more than once.
He's not been dead more than once, and he's still peddling those rotten sandwiches.
There's nothing up with those sandwiches. You've had them every day you've been in this cupboard.
So, what are your plans for me? Are you poisoning me slowly? I had a tummy ache last night.
Oh, yes. We got wind of that when Hattie struck a match. and the first floor landing exploded.
Are you working on getting some vicious creature to keep me company? A berserk giraffe? A spiteful duck? And what about Arthur? Are you going to bury him? You know there are rules about having food and corpses in close vicinity.
Now, love, you shouldn't talk so much. You'll be seeing Hattie later. She's doing the tea time shift, and I'll be seeing to Cynthia. And try not to worry. We'll come up with a plan soon.
The cupboard on the landing was only meant to be temporary, but the days and weeks turned into 3 months, and so we arrived at that Monday. Renee and I were becoming so worried that we decided to partake of a little medicinal gin. We can't go on like this. You're losing your marbles, I'm losing weight, and Cleopatra's looking worse every day. Even Cynthia's not herself. She knows something's wrong. The only one who seems all right is Arthur, and he's dead.
Now, we agreed not to use the dead word.
We can't keep Arthur and Cleopatra locked up in that cupboard on the landing much longer. Apart from anything else, Cleo's starting to smell.
If we let her go, she's hardly going to stick around and become busy mates, is she? She'll be straight off to the police.
I know that, and I'm not so worried about me, but you've got that suspended sentence for treason hanging over you.
Suppose we parcel her up and send her somewhere like Iceland.
Have you seen the cost of stamps?
It's a shame the ransom note didn't work.
What did the council say again?
Here, I've still got her.
Thanks, but no thanks. You can keep her. We're having a staff restructure and looking for natural wastage. Cheers, the council.
I suppose we could just push her into a rowing boat and send her upriver.
Whatever we do, she'll create a racket.
Is she still licking the gas pipes?
Never stops.
And is she still eating the duct tape off her mouth?
She got through 3 rolls last week alone. I think she's addicted to the glue. But suppose you get your pleasures where you can. It must be costing a fortune. And she's eating more and more. She loves those subs with brawn and Nutella. And then there's the problem with her roots.
Why? Does her family originate from somewhere problematic?
No, her roots. There's 2 inches of regrowth, and she keeps demanding that she has rights under the Geneva Convention to go to the hairdressers.
Oh, it's bad. And then there's all that trouble with Aloysius.
Shame he swallowed next door's lawnmower.
Well, they've asked us to replace it.
And that's a nuisance on top of the vet's bill. He couldn't get the mower dislodged, and, he still expects to be paid.
Well, we'll just have to send Aloysius back. But Cynthia will miss him. She'll probably start punching us again.
So what are we going to do? We can't keep this up.
Do you think we should kill Cleo? Do you think that might help?
You kill her if you want to, but I doubt even that'll stop her submitting her report. Anyway, we're not killers.
We killed Arthur.
We didn't mean it, though, and that's another problem. It's not just Cleo. We need to do something with Arthur.
Bury him in the back garden. There's a nice soft spot near the back of the shed.
And what if Cynthia sees us doing it and decides to dig him up? You know how curious she gets when we let her out for supervised exercise.
Well, I think it worked best when you needed somewhere to put the flowers One Eye sent you, and we used him as a jardiniere.
You work in a bank. Couldn't you arrange a great big loan so we could just pay Cleo off and bury Arthur properly?
I needed to tell you about that.
What? The bank?
Well, it seems I don't actually manage the bank.
What? I thought you were important.
Well, I am.
So what do you do at the bank?
Well, I'm sort of in charge of the well-being of the entire building and all the valuable assets therein.
Security? Well, I suppose that is important in a bank.
Maintenance. Janitor, actually.
I did wonder about the boiler suit and the expandable spanner. But there's still no reason why you can't get a loan if you're one of their employees.
But I'm a very special sort of employee.
And what's that?
A sacked employee.
So how did this happen?
Where do you think I was getting all the duct tape from? Duh. And then there was the few other bits and pieces, like when the director's AGM buffet went missing.
Ah, that would be the week you had all those exotic paninis.
True. But in the end of contract debrief, they did say that they'd had their eye on me for some time.
For promotion?
No, larceny.
You're lucky you got away with just being sacked.
Ah, and that's something else I meant to mention. Sentencing's next week.
But you've been going to work every day. Where have you actually been going?
I've been working. I've been working for Herman.
Herman? Herman? The mafia drug smuggler decorator?
The same. It's not too bad, you know.
And do you work for the drug smuggling or decorating branch of the business?
What do you take me for? Decorating, of course. He pays quite well.
So that's how you afforded the original Van Gogh in the hall. I did wonder.
But I had to agree to storing a tinsy-wincy bit of cocaine for him.
How much?
Oh, just 4.5 kilos. It's in the bread bin.
What? Really, Hepplewhite, you've landed us in a load of trouble. Kidnap, murder, theft, drugs. And that's not counting the time you persuaded me to do that naked protest when Kellogg's was abolishing Frosties. I wish I could just run away.
Perhaps that's the answer. We'll run away. Now, what about that cousin of yours in Betsy Coward?
Oh, the one with the rat infestation. No, he married and moved to Hinckley. His wife's a bit snotty. She wouldn't give us house room.
We could steal a car and drive to Dover.
Then right over the edge of the cliffs, because we certainly don't have the money for the car ferry. Look, I'm not ready to do a Thelma and Louise yet.
Well, I'm all for dumping Cleo somewhere.
That may be the best option after all. We could dump her somewhere far away. She knows she's in a cupboard, but she doesn't know where the cupboard is.
She's seen our faces, and the police have got their methods. They'll ask her all sorts of probing questions until they locate exactly where she was held, and then they've got us.
How do you know all this?
From when I was at Scotland Yard.
You never said you were in the police.
No, in a cell.
Look, Reenie, we need to consider it. While they're busy working out where we are, we could have got clean away.
And I suppose we could always drop Arthur off at the co-op. They do a lovely funeral. They did mine that time I was dead.
But where do we go without any money and where they won't be able to find us?
I just happened to see this in the Rotherham Bugle. Russian cruise ship urgently requires crew.
Russian cruise ship recently hit by a form of bubonic plague. What's bubonic plague?
A bit like chronic dandruff, I think.
Oh, I see. So, Russian cruise ship hit by bubonic plague urgently requires replacement crew. We especially want to hear from anyone involved in catering, maintenance or entertainment. No previous experience of cruising required. Please dial a number below. Sailing on the 24th. When's the 24th?
Day after tomorrow.
Well, there's no time to waste.
I thought we could do the catering, and I'm sure Cynthia could be quite entertaining.
You'd better call them.
Then we'll have to get Cleo ready for travel. We'll put a bag over her head and drop her in Watford tonight. By the time they've worked out where this place is, we'll be long gone.
Sounds like a plan. So we went about making the arrangements. But in the meanwhile, something else happened. Cynthia escaped from the shed and made her way to the cupboard on the landing. Oh, perhaps I should have said Cynthia is our pet gorilla.
Turn the lights on, you idiots! Leaving me in the dark is defined as a form of torture. Help! Help! Who turned the lights on? Who are you? What are you doing with those garden shears? Don't touch me. Get off. Get off. What? You've cut me free. You must be the SAS. Were you sent to rescue me? Oh, thank God. I thought I'd never get out of here. Now, I've got to locate my briefcase because that's where all the evidence is. Briefcase, where did they put you? Oh, this place is a mess, all this junk, but I can't go without my report. Oh, did you hear something? Somebody's coming. This monkey wrench will do. It's best to be armed. I suppose you've got an automatic rifle secreted somewhere. Look, we'll overpower them and then we'll make our escape. Oh, she's coming. I'll hide.
Hello, and how are we this afternoon? Sorry your tea's a bit late, but I can't find my glasses, you know. I can't see a thing. I have to say, you're very quiet. Anyway, I've brought you sandwich, and when you've eaten this, Reenie will be along, and we've got something important to tell you. We're taking you on a little journey. My, you're hairy today. Do you think it could be your hormones? Never mind, we'll soon have you sorted. I've got an economy tube of Imac on my bathroom shelf. Oh, what's this on my head? My glasses. They must have been there all the time. So let's have a proper look at you. Oh, it's you, Cynthia. So, if you're here, then where's Cleopatra?
I'm right here.
But what do you think you're doing?
Escaping. The SAS have come to rescue me at last. Now, don't move an inch. I've got a monkey wrench, and I know how to use it.
But where's the SAS?
Right there.
Don't be silly. That's not the SAS. That's Cynthia, and she's our gorilla.
Oh, you can't fool me. That's a member of the SAS cunningly disguised as a gorilla.
Oh, no, it's not. It's Cynthia.
Do I have to prove it to you, half-wit? They have to keep their identity hidden. But I'll soon have this mask off. Oh! It poked me in the eye!
I'm not surprised. What would you do if someone tried to rip your head off? Poor Cynthia.
Right, I can see you're both in it together. But I'm still the one with a monkey wrench. Now you can sit down and the ape can sit on your lap. Go on.
Oh, I just love a game of musical chairs.
Idiot, I'm tying you to the chair.
You can't tie both of us to the chair. Cynthia won't like that.
You tied me to the chair for 3 months, but now the boot's on the other foot. Huh. So you think you can get one over on me? Cleopatra, Senior Food Hygiene Inspector for the council. I'll show you.
Nice knot.
I was in the Scouts.
So what happens now?
Ha! You're tied up. I go straight to the police, and I'm guessing that within 30 minutes they'll have the flying squad here. Armed police officers, sirens blaring, Nina, 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 Nina. tractor swooping overhead. Someone with a megaphone. Come up, give your hands up. The works.
I'll give her works.
Reenie, thank goodness you came. What did you cosh her with?
Overdue library book. Everything I know about women I learnt from My Tractor by Roger Welsh.
What on earth? Oh, never mind, just untie us.
What's Cynthia doing here?
Well, somebody forgot to lock the shed door again.
Oh,
Anyway, did you phone about the cruise ship?
all sorted.
Then there's no time to waste. We need to get Cleo tied up. I think she's starting to come round already.
Ooh. Hello. Hello, my name is Pinky Unicorn, and I'm very pleased to meet you. You both look very beautiful. Look at the lovely monkey. Isn't the monkey cute?
What's happening?
I don't know. I hit her over the head and she seems to have undergone a complete personality change.
You hit her over the head in scene 2 and this didn't happen. Is it in the script?
I don't remember it.
Perhaps she's trying to fool us.
Well, we'd better test it. But hopefully she'll have forgotten the last 3 months and we can bring this play to an end.
Good, I'm desperate for the loo.
We're going to ask you a few questions.
Oh, that's nice.
Can you tell us your full name?
Pinky, Millie Jane, Angel, Cack, Unicorn.
And where do you live? Pinky, Millie Jane, Angel, Cack, Unicorn.
Oh, that's a hard one. I know. 32 Bunny Rabbit Lane, beyond the rainbow.
So, Pinky, Millie, Jane, Angel, Cack, Unicorn, what are the names of your parents?
Mummy and Daddy, of course.
Oh. And where does Pinky, Millie Jane, Angel, Cat, Unicorn work?
I work for the council. In the giving money away to poor people department.
And what have you been doing for the last 3 months?
Colouring.
Do we believe her?
Well, it's rotting the enamel on my teeth just talking to her.
You know what this means?
Do I?
She can't get us into trouble anymore.
So what do we do with her?
We'll put her in a taxi and we'll send her back to the council.
That sounds like a plan.
You go and phone the taxi. I'll keep her busy. Now, Pinky, in one of these junk boxes, I think I've got a... Oh, right a minute. Oh, here it is. A nice colouring book and some pencils.
Oh, goody.
You occupy yourself with that, and you, Cynthia, you can help me tidy up, madam. Now you can stop making that grizzling noise just because I've asked you to do a bit of work. And stop throwing all that junk about. You're meant to be tidying up. Now, I will be back in a moment, and I'll expect to see some progress.
Taxi's on its way. Oh, Cynthia, what have you found? Oh, I see. An old lace curtain and some plastic flowers. Are you playing dress up? Yes, you look lovely. Just like a bride. No, I don't think you should kiss Arthur. He's not Sleeping Beauty, he's a corpse.
I do. Ah, it's a gorilla.
I told you to cut the tower out. It's like bedlam in here. I thought I was the one who was supposed to be losing their marbles. Oh my God! Ah!
You're meant to be dead.
Oh, I was having a snooze.
No one can sleep for that long. It's been 3 months.
How did they get here?
We found you in the park. We've been looking after you. Has this happened before?
Happens all the time. I slept all the way through 1976. I missed the Longcott summer, the invention of Finder's crispy pancakes, Abba's greatest hits, everything.
But aren't you a teacher? Doesn't your school mind?
No, not much. They seem to think the kids learn more when I'm asleep. Look, can you tell me how to get back to my school? I don't know where I am.
Just give us a moment. Hattie, do you think we should send him back? Is it safe? Do you think he's got anything on us?
I think it's all right. He hasn't mentioned the ham and mustard sandwich once.
So we'll put him in a taxi with Cleo and we'll pack them both off. And you can cancel the cruise ship when you've got a moment. We won't need to run away.
The taxi should be outside by now. Everything's falling into place.
Right! Come on, everyone. Everybody listening. We're going outside now and you're going to have a lovely taxi ride. So line up nicely and Hattie will lead the way.
Just a minute, everyone. I seem to have forgotten my briefcase. I'm sure I had it with me when I arrived.
Really, quick, give her this bag. It was in with the junk.
But it's pink and it's sparkly and it's covered in pictures of My Little Pony. Nothing like a briefcase.
Just give it a try.
There you go, Pinky. That was the one, wasn't it?
Oh, yes. Oh, I would have hated to have lost that.
Come along then.
Not you, Cynthia. I know how naughty you've been. You have encouraged Aloysius Crocodile to chew the G-string off my ukulele. You can stay here and finish up the tidying. Listen, what's going on?
It's the drug squad. Do tell me you took the cocaine out of the bread bin.
Oh, now, that may have been overlooked.
So what can we do? They'll catch us red-handed.
Did you cancel the cruise ship yet?
No, I was too busy getting Cleo and Arthur into the taxi.
So the cruise ship it will be. Come on, Cynthia. We need to scalp her.
So that was it. That's the story of how we ended up here, exiled on a Russian cruise ship and wanted by the police. But I must say, I'm not missing flogging those sandwiches, and the rolls, and the wraps.